It's an interview.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hello.
Are you recording me?
Now. Whose interview is this?
Go on then, ask me nervous in front of the camera.
Have you not seen my videos?
Have you ever looked nervous in camera?
Hello.
I think this is better than on America.
What did you think to play Blackpool?
Play Blackpool was most enjoyable, especially meeting everybody on the Friday night. Oh, sorry, everybody was very nice.
He's an alright guy sometimes, you know. He kind of does my channel art and intros for me, so I can't really, you know, knock him too much.
No, he does mine as well. So
But, you know, he's English, so...
I have to admit, he is good at channel art.
He was going at me for about 2 hours.
Especially whilst you're drinking. Right. So you've got to try and describe the video game to me. Or the character.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the scroll.
Don't tell me what it is. Open world.
Okay.
RPG. Massive. Huge.
Guns.
Dragons.
Morrowind Dragons.
Yeah, dragons.
Xbox 360.
Oh, Skyrim.
Yeah.
I see.
Dragons. Have you ever played that? Uncharted.
Nathan Drake.
Yes.
What Jedi's use
Harry.
and the Siths?
You don't know.
Star Wars.
Sword with a big like.
It's Star Wars.
What's the
What is the tool of a Jedi? Sword with a Jedi
Light.
uses.
Star Wars lightsaber.
Yes.
Oh, time's up.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
So, I'm back then from Play Blackpool 2016. And what a weekend it was. What a weekend it was. Honestly, I just cannot say enough how much fun it was. Literally cannot say it in enough words how much of a blast I had. It was just immense. It really, really was. Seriously, it was one of the best weekends I've ever had. And I genuinely just want to thank each and every one of you, whether I'd met you before or hadn't, for just making it one of the best weekends ever. And for being so welcoming, so warm, so friendly, especially if I hadn't met you before. And just for basically contributing to such a great atmosphere and making it a weekend to remember, really. And people were saying that the event wasn't that great, and do you know what, to an extent I actually agree, just because when you went into the trading hall especially, there was about 5 to 6 stalls that had video games, but then you had a lot of merchandise, a lot more than I'd seen before. People selling swords and fudge, which was really, really quite random. Funko Pops and plushies and stuff like that. So it was a little bit, you know, less on the video games front than I would have liked to have seen and what's been in the past. But, you know, I suppose it is what it is in a way. But basically, all I thought I would do then, I know you've seen loads of footage already and you've seen me acting like a bit of an idiot in the nightclub and stuff, which Mr. Retro Unlim himself, Steve Richards recorded, which I don't remember a lot of. So when I saw that, I was just like, oh, did I really do that? Basically, I thought I'd just give a quick rundown of what it was like from my point of view, what happened, and just give a quick shout out to some of the YouTubers that were there. So yeah, basically got hold of Shocks, took him up there. We thought it would take between sort of 3 to 4 hours, but in the end it took about 5 to 6 due to traffic, bank holiday weekend, etc, etc. So it was really, really annoying in the end. But we got there eventually. We stopped off at services on the way up there, and couldn't believe it. Out of all the services we could have stopped at along this huge long motorway, the M1, and the one services that we choose to stop at, so does Game Taff, Aidan, Mark, aka Retro Gaming Wales, and Matt, aka Metropolis. We just couldn't believe the one services that we chose, they did as well. I've known Aidan for a while anyway, so that was great to see him again, obviously, and stuff like that. Seeing Mark, aka Retro Gaming Wales, was awesome, and meeting Matt, aka Metropolis, for the first time was just epic. And I knew we'd get on really well straight away, and we'd click from the get-go, and we did. We got up there after this, stopped at services for something to eat. Got into the hotel. The hotel rooms weren't that big, if I'm honest, but it's only somewhere to lay your head, so it weren't too fast. It was okay. It was for what we wanted, what we needed. It was okay. I went straight obviously up to Norbreck Castle Hotel, which is where the event was being held. Obviously, it hadn't started yet because this was the Friday night. As I said, you walk in, you see all the YouTubers are already there. Everyone wasn't there yet when we walked in, but as soon as you do go in there, you start seeing people you recognise, and everyone's like, oh, and the energy starts to increase, and everyone starts to get all really excited and enthusiastic, and everyone's got their cameras out, and it was just a fantastic atmosphere. It really was. Everyone starts buzzing, and oh look, it's you, and it's you, and it was just great. And as I say, I was just bumping into people left, right and centre that I knew, and it was just awesome to see so many of them had made it. Rich King Retro, great to bump into him. So glad he made it, because he does come from quite a way down south, but he managed to come up and get to the event for the actual weekend. Tutti UK, aka Stu, what a guy. Seriously, what a guy. He always has the best things to say. It always contributes loads to conversation, which is awesome, because I'm more of a listener actually than a speaker, and I like to listen. And people that have got really interesting stories, I like to listen to what they've got to say. And Stu's a great one for that, because he always talks about things that you really do want to listen to, and it always just sort of grips you. The legendary Cybersnake 7 and Cojones de Loro, Daz. So Jay, Cybersnake 7, and Daz, Cojones de Loro. Literally, I know I'm probably going to say similar stuff about everyone anyway, but honestly, you cannot meet a pair of nicer guys. You really couldn't. They are just the nicest guys. Seriously, Jay. The only downside for me is that I don't get to see the two of them enough. I really don't, because they're not that near to me, unfortunately. So I only get to see them if they just so happen to be at an event that I go to, which is a shame, because I hate that sort of based on chance. I want to be able to see the two of them more if possible, because they are just great guys to be around. Jay came up to me on his last day, because he left actually a day earlier than Shocks and I. And he actually made it a priority that he would come and find me before we left, and just sort of wish me well and say that hope I enjoy the rest of the weekend and that I have a safe journey home. And it's been a pleasure to catch up and hang out again, and hopefully we'll be able to do it again soon. He's just such a nice, down-to-earth guy, and whenever you talk to him, he genuinely is just one of those people that you can have a great conversation with, and he's just such a genuine nice guy. And then Daz literally just follows suit, really, in that respect. He's just such a fun guy, and literally every time he sees me and I see him, he gets all like excited. He's like, oh, it's Dan! And then literally he always wants a massive hug, which he did last year and did this year as well. He gave me the hugest hug ever. So yeah, they're just the nicest guys. They really, really are. Wouter, I think you pronounce it, who's the Highlander, and Mark, Lactobacillus Prime, again, they're from the Netherlands. So great to see Mark, Lactobacillus Prime. I'm just so gutted I didn't get a picture of him, because I lost him towards the end of the event and couldn't find him, and then I ended up going as well, and then ended up leaving earlier on the last day. But next time he comes over, I'm desperate to get a picture with him, because I've chatted to him for a while before the event, so I'm just gutted I didn't get a picture. Woodlin. Well, Carl is just awesome. Like, he's always been complimentary about my piano playing in the past, and he's just a great guy to be around. We went out to a nightclub on the first night, and he was there. We're doing our dancing to Is This the Way to Amarillo, and he was strutting his stuff as well and pulling off some really good moves. So yeah, he's just such a legend. He really is. He's a great guy to be around. Richard Turner, I knew of Richard Turner, but I didn't get a chance to speak to him much. Again, lots of people, and then you'd lose people and you go into the event and stuff. So it wasn't that I didn't want to, I just didn't get a chance because there's so many people. And then when we were sitting in a big group and he was there, someone else was talking and I was just listening, so we were just kind of listening to whoever was talking, sort of thing. But yeah, I'd like to get some more interaction with him if I see him again at a future event. Pete Dickinson, well, Pete, I've known Pete for a while, and he's a great guy. Just crazy as hell. Seriously, like as soon as he's had a few drinks, like he just goes mental. He came up with his mate Kieran Cox. Kieran, and then there's a Kieran as well, but this was Kieran Cox. Matt, Replay Retro. A lot of people don't really know Matt, so not really anyone said much about Matt in any of their Blackpool videos. But Matt, Replay Retro, I met him back in 2011 at an event called Ultimate Gamer in Spalding at a shop that's unfortunately now defunct called Game Link, which was a fantastic shop. Wish it hadn't closed down, but fortunately it has now. But yeah, Matt's a great guy. I met him there. He runs a stall at Play Blackpool with lots of different games on it that you can play and stuff. Maybe games that you've not played in a while or not your obvious choices. So last year he had a stall, and this year he also had one. He was actually had a dance mat out as well, which was pretty awesome, to be fair. So yeah, he was monitoring all that, and just great to see him every year when he's down at Play Blackpool. And then there was basically a guy called Craig. Now this is why I got confused until Shocks actually kind of clarified it earlier on WhatsApp. But basically, there was a guy called Craig who was winding Shocks up, and it was hilarious. He was basically saying like, I can't believe the age you are, you're still young, that you're not going to come out 2 nights running. Because the second night we decided not to go mad because I was driving on the last day, of course, and we felt so, well, I especially felt so crap, shall we say, on the Saturday morning, that I didn't want to feel like that again when I knew that I had, you know, potentially a 5-hour trip ahead of me on the last day. So I decided not to drink at all. And then I also decided not to go out, as in properly out and stuff like that. I'd go to like the Nor break, but I didn't want to go out to a club again on the Saturday night, and neither did Shocks. And Craig was basically winding him up, saying, I can't believe a man of your age wouldn't want to be going out and partying it up and stuff. But he would not leave it. It was so funny. He was only winding him up, but he just kept on and on and on and on and on. And apparently that is Minx 36. But then I was doing some research trying to find out what his YouTube channel was, because I didn't know it earlier, and I found someone called Craig's Here Again, and he was commenting on the event and saying that he was there. So I thought that was that Craig. Apparently there was 2 Craigs. So Craig's Here Again, who apparently used to be called Craig Cherie, if you're following, is someone that wears a beanie hat and never shows himself in videos. But then Craig Minx 36 is the Craig that was winding Shocks up. Retro Godfather, Dow, used to be called Scratchmaster Dow, so everyone knew him as that more, really. But yeah, great guy, and the guy that doesn't normally smile, but yeah, I got him to smile, so I was pretty chuffed about that. A bit random. But no, I took a picture of myself, Shocks, and Dow, and we actually smiled for once, so yeah, I'm quite chuffed I managed to get him to actually smile. Nova Bug, well, it goes without saying, you know, Chris is just one of those that he's got to be at an event as a standard. He's just one of those YouTubers that, you know, everyone likes, everyone's a fan of, everyone wants to be around, because he's just so much fun. And his like dancing on the Saturday night was just hilarious. They started playing Happy Hardcore suddenly when we were in the Norbreck, so the beats were a lot faster, and Chris just went mental at one point. And I managed to get it on footage, which you would have seen obviously in this video near the beginning. And just how funny it was. It was so funny. Really, really was good fun. And then Monkey Spaz, aka James, aka Jim, aka Jimbo. I think he goes by all those names, so whatever he prefers. But yeah, Monkey Spaz is an awesome dude. He really, really is. Always good to see him. Always good to catch up with him. Yeah, just again another nice guy that, you know, you always get good conversations from, and always going to have a laugh with. So, you know, he had to be there. It is a standard. So that was awesome to see him there. Obviously, Mr. Retro on Lim, Steve Richards, who did a lot of the filming of me and Shocks and Woodlin and yeah, Monkey Spaz and Nova Bug in the club. Nova Bug in the club. So yeah, he did a lot of that. Ross Newton, so Russ, awesome dude. Hadn't met him before, but so glad I did. Really, really glad I did. Big fan of Sonic as well, and reproductions and Sonic hacks and like Sonic Classic Heroes, which is like Sonic Heroes, but basically put it over onto like a Mega Drive kind of version, kind of with that kind of graphics, and really, 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 really well done. Really clever, very well done. He's been doing those on his live streams and Sonic Mega Mix and stuff, and was showing me this app called Etsy where you can actually buy Sonic repros from, which I've already got quite a few already, but if I wanted any more, Soul Funk Retro, aka Matt. So what can you say other than, you know, he just always brings great energy with him, and he always has a great time, and you always feed off that, and he's just, yes, such a great laugh. He really is. I've got some good footage of him like right in my face on my camera, and I'm like, how are we doing? He's like, yeah, I'm having a good time. So yeah, great to get that as well. And as I say, he's just always got time for you. He's never too busy. He's always got time to talk to you, no matter when it is, however long it is. He's always got time for you. So yeah, awesome dude. Then you've got Lee, Retro Gamer Addict, who I'd not met before and didn't really get a chance to speak to much, unfortunately. Again, because there's so many people there. But great guy from what I could see, really friendly, and he actually got really bad on this Friday night in terms of like really wasted. I mean, I got pretty wasted, but he got even worse. And I think on the Saturday he really struggled for most of the day actually to try and get his head together and try and feel his, feel better kind of thing. I mean, I was feeling pretty rubbish myself, but he was feeling a lot more worse for wear from what I could see. But he got better as the day progressed. So yeah, but great guy nonetheless, and really, really friendly and down to earth. So it's cool to sort of, I say meet him. I say we only spoke very minimal, but yeah, it was great to sort of see him there, and hopefully I'll get more chance to speak to him in future events and stuff. Then you've got Retro Reclaimer, so Kieron, and his missus Shana. I'm sure it was Shana, who Matt has been calling Mrs. Retro Reclaimer. She was awesome, and so was he. So the first thing is a game that I bought at a great price of only £5 off of one of my really, really good friends, and that's, of course, Adrian, aka Game Taff, and that is Echo the Dolphin on the Mega CD. So basically, he sold it to me. Well, he sold it to me literally, and also he sold it to me by persuading me how much of a good game it is and a good version it is, so that I did want it. Basically, got this on the Mega Drive, Echo the Dolphin, The Tides of Time, but he was telling me that not only is the soundtrack a lot better on here than it is on the Mega Drive, and I mean the Mega Drive soundtrack is still good, but whereas in the Mega Drive one, if you die or you sort of run out of air, because obviously you play as a dolphin, you go back to the beginning. On this one you have checkpoints, so you can start sort of halfway through the level or part of the way through the level rather than having to go all the way back to the beginning. So that sold it for me as well, and I said, when he said a £5, I was like, do you know what, yeah, I'll have that. And then finally, his mate, who is a great guy as well, Mark, aka Retro Gaming Wales, who needs to do more videos. You do, you really do, get on it. He basically said to me, he bought like a haul of games with him in this bag, and I was going through it, and he was like, help yourself, have a look. If there's anything you want, I don't want anything for it. And I'm like, well, I've got to give you something. He was like, no, I don't want anything at all. Although I did get him a pint in return, so that wasn't too bad. At least I gave him something. But he didn't want anything at all. And basically, I saw this, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Hero Turtles Hyperstone Heist on the Mega Drive, but it's a repro. Because apparently the official UK PAL version goes for a lot of money, or it can do, especially boxed and complete as well. But even just the cart, I think, can go for quite a bit. So I think if it had been a legitimate official one, I don't think he would have necessarily given it away for free. But I don't care, because I'm one of those people where, to an extent, I don't really mind if it's a repro. For me, as long as I can just play the game and experience it, whether it's a repro or an official, PAL cartridge. Okay, I've only got like 5 or 6 repros anyway, because all of my games pretty much are official UK cartridges. But overall, I'm not. If it's the odd cartridge here and there that's a repro, I really don't mind. So I'm still getting to experience the game nonetheless. So yeah. And everyone that I've said to about this, that I got this off of Mark, was saying, "Oh, you've got such a great game there, Dan. You'll really enjoy that." So I am really looking forward to sticking that in the Mega Drive and being able to play it, whether it is a repro or not. The fact I get to experience the game is good enough for me. So Mark, honestly, thank you so much for letting me have that for nothing. And then this, basically, I've already got this in a roundabout way. I've got it as a UK PAL Game Gear cart, but what sold it for me was that the cover was different because it's a Japanese version. So it's Sonic 1 on the Game Gear, but the Japanese version. And even Mark was like, "You do know it's just still Sonic 1?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know, but if it's not going to cost me anything, why not really?" And the cover is slightly different, and it'd be cool to sort of put it on the Game Gear and see it come up like in Japanese and stuff. So because I think the Game Gear is multi-region, so it will just play that no problems anyway. Because it looks exactly the same as a normal UK one anyway, so it's not like there's going to be problems putting it in the back of the Game Gear. So yeah, okay, I've already got it in a roundabout way, but it's Japanese, so I thought, why not? It's something different. It's Sonic, you know how much of a massive Sonic fan I am. If you followed my other channel, Dan Central, or if you've just been seeing bits and pieces on here that's Sonic related. I hope you enjoyed the heads up challenge in the footage. I really, really wanted to do more of that, and I think I might have been able to have done, but for me, I just felt like, to an extent, I was just recording too much, and people might have been thinking, there he is with the camera again, throwing it in people's face, and they were trying to eat as well, so I didn't really want to kind of like annoy people or constantly be in people's faces with the camera when they're meant to be eating. So what I did get, it was so much fun. I just kind of wish I wanted to do a bit with on a retro tip Pete as well, so he was trying to guess as well, and I was trying to explain to him what each thing was. But alas, we didn't get a chance to do that. But yeah, I want to try and get some more of that done in the future because it's such a fun game to play. So yeah, there's a little sneak preview then in this video. Hopefully next time, at some point in the future, I'll get some more people on board to do the heads up challenge because it is really fun. So thanks very much everybody, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Have a good one.